Things get cheaper and cheaper. On that note, we are looking at Logitech's MK215 wireless keyboard and mouse combo. Logitech is a good, well-known brand, and so far, as many keyboards as we have seen from them were well made and durable. So, are there any compromises here to accommodate the low price point? Let's find out. First thing first, the keyboard and mouse combo comes in this pretty stock standard box as we are used to seeing from this brand. Inside we have the keyboard and the mouse along with its USB receiver. Logitech also includes 2 pairs of batteries for keyboard and mouse each. This makes the combo ready to go without needing any additional purchases. Before I talk about the keyboard and mouse, let me quickly touch upon the receiver. This wireless combo comes with its rather large receiver, large by today's standards. It will stick out of the side of your laptop as opposed to the smaller micro receiver that Logitech ships out with some of its other higher products. So this is the first compromise. The receiver comes pre-paired, so you do not have to do any setup or anything like that. Just plug it in and start using. Point to note, there is no Bluetooth here either, just in case if anyone was wondering. Now, let's look at the mouse. It's fairly standard function mouse, right and left click buttons, a plastic scroll wheel with middle click in it. The scroll wheel is fairly smooth with its stepped rotation and not bad at all despite it all being plastic. The overall shape is not bad either, with slight curves on the buttons to give it that little bit of an ergonomic feel. The weight is a bit light for my liking, but for general purpose use this is fine. At the bottom we have a battery compartment, but it does not store the USB receiver like some of the other Logitech mouse does. More on this in a moment. This is an invisible optic mouse, meaning the light used by the sensor is invisible to human eye. Maybe my dog can see it, who knows. One thing I found that was odd is that there is no on-off switch. This is rather strange if you ask me. Not a big deal. The mouse overall is reasonable for day-to-day use. 2 complaints made could be an issue for someone who travels a lot perhaps. Now, let's look at the keyboard. The layout we have in front of us is ANSI layout except with some variations. To make it compact, Logitech has moved the home and page up, page down to the top right corner. Print screen and pause is accessible with the help of the function key. So the keyboard, in a manner of speaking, has over 96% of the keys present as that of full ANSI layout keyboard while being compact. This indicates that the smaller overall size is more suitable for people on the go. On the left side we have the battery compartment. Issue is that inside this compartment we cannot store the USB receiver either, leaving the receiver to be carried separately on its own. While on one hand we are talking about traveling, and on the other hand no storage for the receiver, this does not mix. Also, while we are making the keyboard compact, the left panel is serving no other function. It could have been below the keyboard like majority of the keyboards do, and that could have made the keyboard smaller still. Moving on to the bottom of the keyboard, there are height adjustment standoffs if you prefer that. There are also rubber footings to resist slipping while the keyboard is in use. Now, what is the keyboard like to type with? I have no complaints as to how it feels. There is ample key travel distance to feel like a full height keyboard. Also, there is appropriate level of key travel resistance, and the bounce back is pretty prompt and firm as well. Yes, this does not have the premium feel of some of the higher range offerings from Logitech, but they also cost up to 3 times or more. Or here, the MX keys in the background costs nearly 6 times more. That's not the point I'm trying to make. You want to know if the keys are good enough to work with on a daily basis. The answer to that is yes. I have used it for some times before saying this. Yes, the non-standard layout took me about 30 minutes or so to adjust to. I try and type without looking. The script for this video I typed using this keyboard. So it is my opinion that this keyboard, while not offering the deluxe experience, it is functionally adequate. The keystrokes feels right, and the overall structure does not feel flimsy. To conclude, for $30 Australian or about $20 US, there is good value on offer here. Yes, some things could have been designed better, like the storage for the receiver and battery compartment at the bottom, but that is nitpicking perhaps. My opinion is that at this price point, the MK215 is a very fair exchange. The problem you may face is finding one to buy. At this point in time, they are for sale at some local Sydney retailers, though stock may be dwindling elsewhere, and also keep an eye at the price. At higher price point, there are other options to consider. That's it from me today. Hope this video was helpful to you. While you are here, do check out my other channel too, Property Technical. If you have considered making money with properties, there is some good info in there that may help you do just that. Well, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, you take care of yourself.